Hey, Bafetu, let's look at the developing stories this week. Who is making headlines? There's been a lot happening, and I think it would not be fair if I don't touch base on the MK story after they've decided to demote Floyd. Well, the MK story is a very interesting one because they are being led by a so-called chess master. Mina ngizibonela ikhehla nje elidala elingazi noma liyaduma noma liyanetha yini. But interestingly, they're going to be appointing a new SG. Well, we don't know who the new SG is, but we've seen some developments from the ATM. You will know that ATM has formed an alliance with the MK party, which they're going to be working together. And what I find very interesting is that you and I and everyone else in South Africa have got faith and confidence in the leadership of Vuyo Zungula. However, his own political party don't believe in him. Funny. They've got a Professor What to be a president. They're failing to understand a simple principle of running a political organization. A political party needs to attract voters. Well, I think where I stand, Vuyo Zungula have done a good job to grow the party. He's an outstanding guy and he's a likable guy and everybody likes him. He's got no scandal. He's a clean guy. He's a very straightforward guy and we like his leadership. Then now they decide to replace him with a person we don't know. Well, a person we don't know is not going to be a proud puller. While we can all agree that you need a crowd puller for every political organization, because at the end of the day, it is about numbers. Yes, superior logic works, but superior logic without numbers cannot take you anywhere. So, I think that Mr. Vuyo Zungula, if he decides to join the MK party, that would be a suicide to his political career, because as it stands right now, I don't think MK has done well in attracting good leaders, in a sense that every leader needs to have a sense of security. And in the MK party, they say that no position is permanent. And why would you want to risk your political career, guaranteed employment, and go to the MK party where you are going to be an SG for 1 month and Mary party will decide that you gonna go and you go? Guys, it's very funny because now MK party have created a scenario that makes it seem as if Floyd Shivambu was the only leader in the high command, whatever thing that they call it. Because now, since Floyd Shivambu has been demoted and been sent to parliament, none of the MK leaders have come forward, not to defend him, but to put the MK voters in confidence that they still got structures and everything is under control. Look at now, nobody is coming up. Even the deputy SG of the MK party has not come forward to keep us in confidence. Usually, when an SG is not in the office, the deputy SG takes charge. But who is the deputy SG of the MK party? She hasn't come forward. She hasn't talked to us. She doesn't talk to us. She doesn't talk to the people. And the high command is not only about the SG. There are a lot of other leaders there. You've got a lot of them. You've got a lot of them there, but none of them have confidence enough to come forward and put us in confidence that everything is under control in the MK party. Well, enough about that, okay? So yeah, I was disappointed. I got disappointed twice. Demoting Vuyo Zungula for a professor we don't know. Yes, he founded the organization, but I don't think he has the capacity of Vuyo Zungula. Let's pay a close attention on the developing story. This is a march, MK. Remember, Commander Matle are gonna be marching against themselves at a win in Asekoli. But Vuyo Zungula, and they want their SG. Well, I can't wait to see this is develop the story, and I can't wait to see if this match is going to be a success or the failure. Noguti, what does it mean to ground forces? Do really ground forces of the MK party have a voice in the MK party? We are about to find out. We will see how this match turns out. But if it happens to turn out in big numbers, that will command that MK has to really do something about this. But it doesn't have to be big numbers. If the person that put you into a place, your voter, is not happy about your action, give them an ear, listen to them. Because if you don't, you're going to be the next cope. You're going to be the next example of ANC. They chose not to listen to their own people. Yeah, well, the story is unfolding before your eyes every day. You can see what is happening with the ANC. On the other side, abantu baseGoli, people of Johannesburg, bless yourself for the new DA mayor, as Helen Zille is now going to become a mayoral candidate for Johannesburg. That is very interesting because for a long time there's been a high turnover of mayoral candidates for the city of Johannesburg, and my mayor said Johannesburg seems not to last in that position. While they've been changing mayors every day, but the city still struggles. And Yabona, the funny thing is, when you listen to the people of Johannesburg, they'll tell you that they're not asking for much. All they're asking for ama robots asebenzayo, ama potholes aphelile emgaqweni, and Helen Zille seems to be promising that. Are you ready for Helen Zille as the mayor of Johannesburg? Well, as it stands now, who else is a better mayoral candidate for Johannesburg? I think that if Helen Zille does really consider taking the mayoral position, she'll definitely win. She's the strongest mayoral candidate I can see now that at least can give the minimum that people are looking for. People are not asking for much. Just a clean city streets, no potholes, working robots, flowing water. It's not too much. I can do this myself. If you were to appoint me and be a mayor of Johannesburg, I can fix it. Now we just need a change. People have been given a chance, they've all failed. But now, Helen Zille is up in arms and returning back to his hometown, to her hometown. So, from the ANC, the EFF, the Patriotic Alliance, the DA, the MK, all these other political parties, the Action SA, none of them seems to believe in the young, the youth of our country. Imagine bringing out a 75-year-old granny to be a mayoral candidate because there's no one in their own political party that seems to have a mava or the ability or the capacity to run the city. 75-year-old. Yeah, it's crazy. Talking about the youth month, June being the youth month, there's going to be a lot of youth gatherings and activities happening, but there is one that I'm very interested to see how it turns out. You know, the fighters, freedom fighters, EFF is doing it again. They are going to be having a Youth Day celebration at King's Wellington Stadium, Mlas. This is gonna be very, very interesting, guys. Let's watch and see how this one turns around. But yes, EFF always comes around for the youth, for the young South African child. While the MK party is busy marching against itself, commanders fighting amongst themselves, the economic freedom fighters will be talking to the youth of KZN. Talking about the EFF, over the weekend we've seen a picture of the Commander-in-Chief, Julius Selo Malema, with Razzmatazz, the SG of the ANC. Well, I'm never surprised, because at the end of the day, Julius Malema has always said that he is not an enemy of Fikile Mbalula. They just differ politically, but they've always been friends. From the young age, they've always been friends. So I don't have an issue with the Commander-in-Chief being happy with the Razzmatazz. Because, at some point for me, I've always said every political party who is represented in parliament, there are no enemies, because you cannot be my enemy whereas we work in the same building. Look, we go through the same parking lots. At some point we'll go through the same bathrooms and drink water from the same dispenser and make coffee from the same kitchen. So all the craziness and the hate that we see on TV, it's just manufactured consent. So yeah, we don't have an issue with that. But while talking about the ANC, guys, I came across a story where the ANC, together with its Minister of Finance, went on and borrowed 26 billion from the World Bank. I don't know, since Ramaphosa have taken office, how many loans as the country we have taken from the World Bank, but it seems like Mr. Ramaphosa and his current leadership are going to be borrowing so much money, by the time they leave, will be sunk in debt. And it's crazy, because the very same Minister of Finance is one person that have always said that our debt is very high and we need to find a way to reduce our debt. But on the other side, he goes on and then take 26 billion. For the what? For the who? And it's going to be funny. Let's watch and see how the media is going to cover the story, or they're going to just ignore it. I don't know. But 26 billion, who's going to pay for all these debts? All these old grumpy grandpas and grandmothers are taking on the loans, which are going to be paid by me and you and our children's children. They'll be long gone, sitting in heaven. Yeah, guys, there's a lot that we need to look out for this week.